Hi, this is Freya and welcome back to Otherworldly. This is the first video in a while. Had some busy weeks, busy months in fact, and it's going to be a busy time moving ahead as well. One of our dogs just had a planned surgery to his knee, so he needs a lot of care and attention right now, and our other dog is an 8-month-old puppy who also needs a lot of attention. But I think I've managed to carve out a little time here to take a look at some really cool new releases. The cottage that you see here is not the main focus of the video, but I do have to mention it. It is the beautiful Isadora Rustic Cottage by Trompe l'Oeil, available at Collaborate this month for only 88 lindens. So that is an absolute steal that you have to have. However, what I am going to be looking at is in fact indoors, and it is myself. Let's see if I can cam in a smooth way. Yay, I managed. So first of all, a quick look again at what I'm wearing. This is again not the main focus, but it is very pretty. This is the Claire gown from Adam and Eve for the current round of We Love Roleplay. Really beautiful, sort of French style, kind of a little bit inspired by you know, court gowns and so on. Very, very pretty, and comes in a range of lovely colors and for Maitreya and both Slink bodies. So I'm actually wearing it with hourglass here and getting a nice cleavage going on there. I think actually what specifically she looked at for this one is one of the gowns from Outlander, which of course has some fabulous fashion on display. We just need some of that male fashion in SL as well. Also at a really good price at We Love Roleplay, so you should definitely check that one out. The specifics, now I'm not actually going to be taking the dress off today. I'm going to be a little not naughty for once. However, I am of course wearing the new version of Slink's bodies, which is the Redux and the Bakes on Mesh version. And other people have already, because they've been out for a while now, covered some of the details of these bodies, but I'm just going to run through it quickly now that Bakes on Mesh is live both in the official viewer and in the in Firestorm. So with the new Redux version of Physique and original Slink body, the original Slink body, you now get this simplistic, clean, elegant looking HUD, because you don't need your alpha cuts any longer. You don't need all these extras. Once you wear a skin, a regular system skin, it simply applies to the body right away, as you will be seeing in this video. And what you do need are a couple of little bits and pieces to make things work better. For example, you might want to simulate the appearance of the onion layers, which have been removed for the most part in the Redux body. So if you want the shirt to stretch rather than be molded to your body, if you want panties and the front and bottom behind to look smooth rather than digging into all the cracks, you apply these. And you can also turn nipples on and off, whether you want them poking through your layer or not. There are still effects that you can apply for specular and for materials, because that is not included in what system layers can do in Bakes on Mesh, so that still needs to be applied on top. Then you have your feet versions if you have the bundle. If you now have the bundle of all the hands and feet and the body, you get it all in one piece. Don't need to look for separate hands and feet any longer. You just apply your body and that's it. And here you can fiddle with the different foot positions. And you got your nails. Stockings are a little fiddlier with, or they need a little bit of a workaround. So here you can add stocking toes to make sure that the stockings in fact sit over your toenails as opposed to under them. And then you can tint to match it up and so on. And here you've got your toenails and all of that which are added. The main thing to think about if you're using older skins, I am in fact using a older system layer skin from Details here called Kimber. You will not have a perfect fit hands and feet. The hands are pretty passable for the most part. The feet are not. But Slink includes, and some of the skin makers have also started including gloves that you wear, which put the shading in the right place for the mesh body, and then you tint it to match your skin. And obviously now that people release new system skins, they will be fitted, one hopes, for mesh body parts. There may also be some issues with other parts of the body that may not be perfectly aligned, but for the most part, older skins look really fantastic, especially if they were uploaded at 1024 rather than 512, even if they could just display at 512. Anyway, that is a quick and very rambly introduction to a couple of the things that I'm wearing, the house that I'm standing in, and bakes on mesh for bodies. But what I'm going to be talking about mostly today are the 5 new female heads that just dropped from Slink, all bakes on mesh ready, and obviously bento, and really smooth, easy to use. There's actually a male head as well, but since that would look a little funky with this gown, I'm not going to be showing you that one today, but I'm hoping to rope Ran into doing some male blogging so that I can show you the male head as well. But we are going to be starting with the 5 female heads. So I'm going to first of all close up the HUD for the body and instead open the Visage head, which is the new HUD for the heads. And as you can see, it is very stripped down as well, very simplistic. It does not need any alpha cuts or anything to hide parts of your head. If you want to hide anything, this goes for both the head and the body, you use wearable alpha layers. And they can be combined, so don't think that you need hundreds of alpha layers to be able to do different outfits. If you can wear 2 of them, for example, you could have one that does your torso, one that does your arms, and you wear them together, and then you've got torso and arms. So I think it's going to be really versatile. I would probably start building up for myself a folder of alpha layers separate from outfits to just have a stock of them, and then over time learning what goes with a certain outfit. Obviously some outfits will now start coming with alpha layers as well, but I think having a sense of standard ones will probably be very useful. So what you have left then, of course, is that you have eyelashes, which you can tint. You have, again, lip gloss, because specular, as with the body, needs to be applied on top. And you can tint that. So you can have that on top of your lip and just give a gloss to whatever lipstick that you are wearing. You have some basic animations, emotes that can be triggered via chat commands. And you have subtle micro expressions and idle animations that you can have on. And then, of course, you can trigger specific expressions as well. And then you have the general area, which is mainly for matching the head skin to a body skin if you don't have a matching set. So I'm going to get myself a little closer in here and not hide behind the HUD, because then you're not going to see very much. There we go. Close that one up for now, and let's take a look at the first of the heads, which is Emma. You may recognize the name. Emma was released as a static mesh head now many years ago, it feels like, and she has now been updated as a bento head. and of course for Bakes on Mesh. As you can see, this older system skin works very well on her. You can see that the ears could use a little bit more detail, and there's a little bit of drag, I think, around the eye on some skins. Not too bad on this one, but basically that is detail that wasn't available on the standard avatar, so the skins couldn't really show it off well enough. The lip area is another one where you can see issues, especially if they were done at 512, but here it looks really good. So Emma is a nice classic face. I really like her profile as well, if she'd be so kind as to show it to me. Very elegant, I think. A nice jawline, well-formed lips, nice nose. Very pretty, very versatile. I remember liking the original Emma a lot, and being able to tweak her a bit here is really nice. I'm going to go through all 5 of them, so I've loaded them up here, and you're going to see how smooth and easy this can be. So I'm going to go down here. As you can see, I've got the hood on. The packages have, I'm going to take this search off to show you what is included with a package. You get a bridge. This one is for using Omega appliers for materials and specular. You use your old Omega installer, install it into the bridge, and then you only need 1 copy of the bridge. You only need to do that once, and that can be worn with both the body and the heads to allow Omega appliers of materials and specular to be used on the Redux versions. So you got various informative note cards as well, reminders to remove your alpha layers or you're just going to look funny. You've got a set of eyebrows. You've got the default skin, which I will show you as well. I just had one skin on and I thought it would work very well to just go through these, but I think I'm going to show you a couple of different skins, so that will include the default as well. So you've got your brows and your skin. You've got shapes included as well, showing you what you can do. And you've got an example alpha for your scalp in case the scalp is poking through your hair. So I'm just going to cut down on the inventory cluster again by doing that. And then we're going to move on to looking at Becky. Becky is also updated. Becky was available as a static head, and she is now a bento head. And as you see, I apply Becky, or I wear Becky, and instantly she is wearing the skin that I already had on. Becky is a cuter, younger face, a bit more of a pug nose, slightly fuller lips, and a little more triangular face. Very cute. Here, if I were adjusting the shape, I would probably widen the lips a bit. But I tested them all with the same shape initially, and I thought it'd be fun to show how versatile they are. I found that they take very well to different settings without breaking. These are really well balanced mesh heads. So that's Becky. And here I've got the demo of Anderson, the male head. So I don't think that would look quite right here, so I'm not going to subject you to that. And I'm going to save my favorite, which is Ashlyn, for last, because I'm going to do more demoing on her. So I'm going to move on to Jackie. Jackie is also a, I would say, younger, cuter head, but a rounder face than Becky. Give you here the side of her. They all have really well-formed lips. Nice balance of the nose bridge and the eyebrows and everything. Jackie is also quite adorable. I think she works really well on this shape too. Might do some. I'm not sure what I would tweak actually on her. I think she plays very nicely with a number of shapes. I think I have the lips fairly low. They can get quite full if you put them up. There you see a little bit of that micro expression, which just gives a bit of life to the face, which I really enjoy. And then we have my, I'm not sure if this is my second favorite or if Emma is my second favorite, but Amelia is very nice anyway. Amelia has quite a lot of cheekbone and a very pointy chin, a sharp slant there. Her eyes, there's something a little sultry about them, and her lips are a bit fuller. Probably give her a slightly larger nose. It looks a little small on her, to be honest. So I would tweak the shape for that. Her nose is a little stronger from the side. Very nice jawline. Amelia suits her. I think she looks a bit French. If I can be so stereotypical. But anyway, very pretty head. I definitely see getting some good mileage out of this one. Have some thoughts on how I'd want to tweak a shape for her and get a sultry little vixen out of her. My absolute favorite, however, and this rivals some of the Light Star heads because it's got a fantastic nose. So you can see right away that there is a sharpness to the nose. I would probably widen it a little bit for this skin actually. But look at that profile. Fantastic, strong profile. Really good chin. Beautiful lips. This is a really stunning skin. Or sorry, this is a really stunning head. The skin is very easy to use on a lot of different shapes. It used to be one of my favorites, so I'm glad I can use it again. It is very versatile, and I think the fact that it has played so nice with these 5 different heads on the same shape, it's a very good sign. What I wanted to do now actually is show you a few different skins. But first, I think I'm going to just take a quick look at the HUD as well and show you. I'm going to zoom in to show you some lash options and things like that. If I can manage to do so without being in the way of the HUD. There we go. So I'm not sure which lashes I'm wearing. Actually, I am just going to do this one to make it a little easy for myself to be able to show you the lashes. Put the post stand on, put it to the side. Okay, I'm wearing the number 1, which is the first version. And so you can see here you've got, I think, some really nice variety here. Some really long, some more ornate ones. Bit of a decorated, very feathery. Oh, that's without. Or, no, they're very, very short. Those are nice actually, as well as a base. Not that I tend to add on other lashes these days. It's so easy to have the ones that moves with the eye. Just imagine we didn't have that. Very nice natural ones here. And some major ornamentation going on there. A little bit of fluff. A pair of really thick ones. What I like about these is that she's really made an effort to not have them be too perfectly symmetrical. I mean, they look nice and tidy and all, but they're just these little details, I think, that aren't just looking so super sterile. they have more movement to them. I really like these, I have to say. Very subtle and nice. Although the first ones aren't bad either. Then you can tint them, and we'll see if we can manage a nice dark red here. Something like that. Just a little hint of copper to your lashes, like that. Not bad at all. Or you can just go darker still and just get back to the black like that. And then lip gloss. We'll add a little bit like that, as you can see. And then you can play around with tints on this to have you can see it applying there and then sort of adjusting itself. Obviously the lip doesn't have to be that dark, or you can just do a little bit like that. I think I have it on. Yes, I do have it. Oh, of course, I can just take it off like that. I think I don't have the lighting quite right here to show off the map, unfortunately. And once I start fiddling with that, it will probably mess up something else. But anyway, those are really the options. Okay, of course, you've got your emotes as well. Got your smile to show off your pearly whites. There are tooth options as well available. You can buy add-on teeth, like some vampire teeth and some other variations. Those are available at Slink's main store. If you want to show it off anything other than this smile here. Just give you a quick look at the there's a little issue I see with the teeth. Not uncommon when you pull up the mouth like that. Some expressions that will just happen, and then you may have to move the lower jaw forward a little bit, for example. I generally don't find myself using these sort of expressions a lot any longer. I did buy the expression maker from Lilotka, and occasionally I'll do some tweaks, but my go-to for photos is the subtle idols. That's really what I prefer to use. They just give a much more natural. Obviously, sometimes you want an exaggerated expression for a photo or something, but I really like the subtle idols, and I think they look very nice on these heads. Even if it's not much, it's just a little hint of something. So that's really all you need to learn about the hood. Next step, as I said, is going to be to show off a few skins, and I guess I will keep myself positioned like this so that you can more easily see the changes. So first, I suppose I will give you a quick look at the default skin. That's only fair. So you have 6 tones, and this is obviously without brows and any makeup or anything like that. So I'm going to pick a pair of light red brows and add those on. You can see it reloading to put the brows on, and there you go. Nice and easy. That's really all there is to it. I mean, you just quickly layer things on, and yes, having all your makeups in a HUD has its advantages. You can quickly go through testing a lot of things, but sometimes the HUDs aren't particularly quick to load. Sometimes there are scripting issues. Yes, it takes less place in your inventory. On the other hand, as you see, I have 255,000 objects in my inventory already. It's chaos anyway. Makeup layers or HUDs, it's not gonna matter that much. So obviously each of the skins here comes with its own skin, but I suspect that you can mix and match them as well. And then, of course, you've got your, maybe you have a stock of old skins like I do. So I'm in fact going to take a poke into my skins here. I will start by taking off the brows and give a try at a couple of different skins. Let me see. Away with the animation folder, away with my shaped folder, and here we go. We have, for example, some old skins by the Abyss/Bodyco/The Skin Shop. Used to enjoy these a lot, and I remember that Pixie was very pretty. So Pixie in soft, I think we'll try. Voila. No brows on this, so I guess we will steal some brows from somewhere else. Well, maybe we will try these red brows again and see if they are skin agnostic. Now, if they have a little bit of a tint of the skin on them, that works pretty well. So, Pixie skin, rescued from the forgotten corner of my inventory. Applies really well. A little fiddly around the nose. Perhaps not perfectly suited to the Ashlyn head, but very pretty. I'm just gonna give you a quick look and see how the hands are on this. You can see that they work pretty well, but there is some seaming and obviously they're fairly soft, so it's not ideal, but it works pretty well. And you know, shoes, well, sometimes you'll, or your feet, sometimes you do need to put a layer on and fix them up. Other times you might be getting away with just hiding them under a skirt like I am right now. Let me see, I think I tried India as well and had some good results with her. Obviously the color here will not quite match, so I'm gonna take off the red brows. And this one has brows on. India has a very fiddly nose, so here I would definitely need to try and play with the shape, but I quite like how it works on the cheekbones, and the lips might need a little fiddling too, but overall, pretty nice. What else could I try? Well, I have an enormous amount of older Adam and Eve skins. Maybe Vanessa here in red brows. We will try a tone C in red brows. Let's see how that goes. Ah, not bad at all. The brows are perfect. The lips work really well, and the cheekbones look fantastic on her as well. So very pleased with that one. This is so much fun if you have a lot of older skins. I could spend entirely too much time trying through old skins. Pixel, I've actually used some Pixel skins for reviews lately on the Lightstar heads. Let's see how the Aaron skin looks. We will do on the middle eyebrows, makeup one, how it looks on the these heads. So far what I've found is Slink and Lightstar are by far the easiest heads to use in terms of applying older skins. They are very close to the SLUV. I think, I haven't actually tried to look at that much. I think it should work pretty well, and I also think that Vista will probably be really good, and some of the logo heads. So I have a lot of new options for looks that I didn't have a week ago. And this looks really nice as well. Pixel always had very nice definition to the skins, and there haven't been any new Pixel skins for a while. Only a few applier ones ever made, so I'm glad that I can go and find these again. See, this one I think had some tattoos as well, so this could be a little fun. We will try the dark eyebrows. You can see that these actually came with body appliers. So I could here use a non-Redux body and a body applier if I wanted to work around like that. But for the most part, as I said, I'm happy with the feet and the hands. Let's try out these tattoos. You can layer as many layers, well, okay, not as many as you want. You can layer 60 layers, I think. But, you know, that should get you pretty far. Lots of options for makeups, blushes, you name it. No conflicts with layering multiple ones. Other conflicts that could happen from the onion skin layers on the face. So in that sense, I think it's going to be particularly beneficial for your head, really. What else do we have? Thule, of course. Thule. I do have to show you some Thule skins. Thule sadly did not make much in the way of applier skins, so it's all down to these older ones. Fortunately, they tend to work really well. Just look at that. Perfect for Halloween. Digging out the old Agnes Hex skin. Love it. Iris. I do love this sort of rediscovery here going in, and here we have a ginger. Perhaps the Irish red would be better. Very pretty. Oh, I do wonder how this one would look with Jackie or Becky, maybe Amelia. And then if you want to try it, you just go like this. Oops. And then you disappear. I wonder why Ethel sometimes does that. Well, that I think is absolutely lovely with Jackie. Look at the lips. Fantastic. And Amelia. Let me see. Also quite pretty, although the shading here may suggest a little bit of a different face shape. I'm going to try Becky as well. There we go. Becky. Not bad at all, but I think that Jackie is probably the one that suited that skin the most. Maybe I should try and find a few for Amelia while I'm at it. Let me see how Amelia might like Maya. Another skin that I wore a lot from Thule. And Thule's textures are just superb. They're like they work with a mesh body and a mesh head, no problem at all. Needs a bit less of a nose, I think. Even so, at the bridge, the shading is very soft there, but the lips are lovely. Very nice. What else do we have? And then we have even older, unsorted skins. An absolute mass of them. I probably shouldn't expose you to some of them. They are looking a little dated. Others are looking fine on the faces, but are a little too dated as far as the body goes. But, you know, if you've saved a lot of skins, you have a lot of fun options for trying out things. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how skin creators go forward, if they bring back all the things and, you know, upload them at 1024. I mean, I would say that there are plenty of skins from 2011 and onwards that are good enough to be worn easily, because at some point certain skin makers anyway, reached the point where they just couldn't improve anymore. There's only so much detail you can get in, and once you're at that level, they're just going to look fine. And with these new heads, you're able to get all the detail out that you previously couldn't. So I'm extremely pleased. I'm going to have so much fun with this. It's just really down to having a problem deciding what to wear. I was starting to get very tired of the options that I had for mesh heads and skins, because so very little was being released for Omega and my favorite skins. I mean, I love my Lilith Simone and my Lilith Kate. I don't really care for the other ones, but those two are really good. But then, I had Vista and Logo, Lightstar, and then now Slink. And with just Omega, I'd be really limited in the skin options. And suddenly I have so many that I can't decide. So I'm very, very pleased. And I am in fact going to make this video even a little longer by taking a look at a product from Vista as well before we finish, which is a new animation HUD that works for different heads. I'm obviously just going to show them on Slink today, but I have tested them on Lightstar, and they work really well on those as well. So I'm going to give you just a hint of that too. So let's see where we have my Vista. Oh, of course, that's what I did. I added it to this one. If you haven't discovered your favorite wearables yet, you need to. This is where you put all those little HUDs that you use multiple times, which may not. Well, you could save it with each outfit, but then you might end up detaching it and so on, and you have to go hunting for it. So that's where I put my Anamara for adjusting poses. That's where I put my applier for putting baked on mesh on bodies and heads that aren't ready for it yet. That's where I put my little hammer for get into events, even though it doesn't work that well any longer. My eye poser and my hand poser. The little axis HUD for your face for making poses. Various HUDs for heads and such. I haven't added the Slink one yet. I've just added the body HUDs and the bridge, and this one, the new Vista facial animations HUD, which is going to show up in the corner like that. And I'm going to open it. Now, there are 4 versions available of this HUD. You can buy a pack of all of them, or you can buy a single one. I opted for the single one. The single one is for Vista and various other brands, whereas special HUDs were made for Lac, Genus, and Catwa. So I've tried this on. I haven't tried it on Vista because I assume that it works well on Vista because their animations are made for their heads. But I've tried it on Lightstar, and this is the test run of the HUD on Slink. So this is off, and this is on, and here you put on a mode, and then you can have slightly more distinct idle moods than what is included with the Slink heads themselves. And you have this selection of moods that you can pick from. It does include head movements as well, so actually I probably should take off the stand right now and just allow you to see the moods more properly. So here is Innocent Amelia. Nice, subtle little details which are really good for videos like this, I think. And also for catching in a photo. Or maybe she should be flirting a bit instead. That's a nice smile, I think. A little fluttering of the eyebrows, a little wink. This one is a little more expressive than some of the others. Perhaps she is instead going to be seductive. I mean, these, the Lotka were the first ones to do these, I think, for their heads, and I used them all the time with those heads. I use Vista's own all the time with the Vista heads. So I am very happy that they've made this HUD that I can use on the brands that don't have too much of an idle animation themselves. I mean, Logo has a lot of expressions, but you just play the expression, you can't really get a mood going. And I just find that so fiddly for poses unless I really want a very specific expression. I just wait to catch something, especially if I'm using an animation in conjunction with an idle face animation, then I just wait to catch the right combination. So this I feel is going to be great for Logo, for Lightstar, and for Slink. The ones that are, you know, benefiting the most from Pixel Mesh are also going to be benefiting a lot from this HUD, which is why I thought they went very well together. So you've got your moods anyway. You've also got specific expressions. They are sorted here under different groupings. So for example, if you want to do a little wink, you can add that in, and it can play together with the mood if you just want to toss that in. And then you can save sequences of these. I would guess they go up into the custom moods then. I haven't actually played with that. Then you have controls for, like, you could turn off blinking, turn on and off eye control, and responsiveness to talking. You can control eyebrows on their own. If you want to set the eyebrows in a specific way, suddenly she's looking a lot fiercer. You turn it off like that. Same with the mouth. We could add just a little bit more of an open mouth to this expression. Makes her look a little dumb, actually. Or a little too breathless, perhaps I should say. Turn that off. And if we want to narrow the eye to go with this mood, we can do that. And all of a sudden, we're looking very intense again. I quite like the eye control, in particular for the narrowing and the eyebrows, because actually you can do things with that you can't do with the shape sometimes. So if you want to have a really particular expression, those are great. And then you've got your eye control, which you can put on and off, and you can do it like this and decide, now I am controlling your eyes, or maybe I'm just dragging them off like this, and turning them back down like that. So you can have all of that in the same HUD. For example, if you don't have the eye control HUD from Fate, for example, you have it on this HUD. Obviously, most mesh head makers include things like that. You can have your saved, a few saved moods up here, so that you can access them more easily, and also the clear button you have right up there. It's a fairly sleek little HUD as well. Oh, I see. And yes, you can get it even tinier to not have any of those. I hadn't actually discovered that. I saw that it had 3 modes of minimizing or sizes, and I hadn't discovered that I could click that again. Well, good that I did now. What else? there's my favorite wearables. Was there anything else in this? Let me see if there's anything else I should be telling you about in the Vista box. It's a fairly basic package. So it's got the hood. You can have sounds with some of it, and let's see what it has been tested on. Yes, the Vista Incompatible has been tested on Vista, Lilica, GAEG, and others. So you could use that with Lilica as well. And then the others are for specific brands. Here's a little bit about what's included, the moods, the expressions, the priorities, some of the other options that you have, time delay. You can have the mood as a base animation or separate blink and eye AO. And triggers for various. So it's very handy. Again, going to be really useful for photography and videos, I feel. Obviously, even if you're not into that, you just want to have a realistic running expression, this would be a nice option for having it across multiple brands, maybe not having to change HUDs all the time, just having it be one easy one-stop access if you're wearing the brands that fit what they've made for. As I said, the others you may need to test more in detail to see how they work, because the rigging can be different. But the ones that have stuck close to SLUV and rigged in similar ways will generally work with the same set of animations. So, Hugh, that's a lot. And if you're still with me, thank you for that. I hope you've enjoyed this look at bakes on mesh for the Slink Redux body and Slink Physique Redux and Slink Visage Redux, the 5 new female heads that are out. And I want to remind you that there is a male head as well called Anderson. It's got the same functionality, and the male mesh body, of course, is also updated to be accepting bakes on mesh. So if you're a guy with that, you want to grab a redelivery and get yourself updated and try a demo of Anderson. You will be getting, when you get your package of the Slink Redux body, you do get the classic body included as well, if you still have pliers that you want to use. So you want to save that in your inventory and hang on to it. It will be delivered, I think it's been said for the next year at least. It will be included in the package if you to ease the transition. And if you want to use it for longer than that, you just make sure to save it and have it around. It's not going away, it's not going to stop functioning. But the ease of use, you really want to check out Bakes on Mesh. You really want to try it both for your head, for your body, and for your head. And then if you use female heads, you may also want to check out the facial bento HUD from Vista Animations to add some lovely idle animations to your head. So there's a pack of all the different brands together, or this one, which is the Vista and Compatibles, which is the broadest one, which will cover the most heads, although not Catwa if you use that, so obviously that might be a big one for some of you. But the full pack had a nice discount on it. And if you own any other heads previously, there was a 500 Linden money back refund as well, so that was a very nice incentive. So I think I'm going to start, or I'm going to stop blabbering at you for now. You're going to be seeing a lot of these heads on Otherworldly in the coming weeks and months, showing off various skins, various older skins, various newer skins, and showing you how much fun you can have with makeup layers and all the tattoos and so on, to have lots and lots of fun with baked silk mesh. There will probably be videos too, perhaps of the male heads as well in the future. So until then.